Have you ever wondered what it's like to train like an elite athlete? Well, so have I. So on this week's episode, I've decided to train like an elite athlete for one whole week.
That's a running world record, and he takes the win.
Thanks to interviewing a lot of elite athletes through my podcast, The Vaultcast, I think I know what it takes to be one. However, it's completely different to training like one and living like one. So I've decided to split this up into 5 easy sections for you to follow along at home. The first section, sleep. In order to optimize recovery, everyone needs to sleep. Whether that be digesting the day that's just happened or making sure that you're recovered for the next session that you're running. I'm going to make sure that I have at least 10 hours sleep every night. The second point that also links to point number 1 is recovery. This means making sure that I get my mobility work in, foam roll, and making sure I use my massage gun, as well as optimizing recovery even more through Epsom bath salts. Number 3 is psychology. This is quite an important part of training. So if you want to train like a professional athlete, you don't just have to be physically strong. You also need to be mentally strong. And this is something I've struggled with in the past. So I've decided to purchase a journal, this one here, and every day I'm going to account for what I have done. So even though I get sent my workouts from my coach, in this journal I'm going to put down how it went, why it went bad, if it went bad, why it went good, if it went good, and what's going on to make sure that I'm keeping track of everything that I do throughout this week. Number 4 is nutrition. To be honest, I've struggled with this in the past. If you look at this photo here that I'm just about to put up on the screen, I was actually really underweight. I'm now 60 kilograms instead of 52 kilograms, which is obviously quite a big improvement. However, if I'm going to be training harder, I'm going to need to eat as much as possible, but also eat as much good stuff that I need. So this is going to be making sure after every workout, hard run, that I'm having protein. Protein is really good at making your body recover better, faster. And it's what your body needs to help basically get stronger. So I'm going to make sure I have a protein shake. On this episode I will be using OT Super Protein. This is just because it's the one I have. Head over to OT's site if you want some, but don't if you don't, because I'm not sponsored. So second of all, I need to have quite a carb heavy diet. So carbs is going to be a huge part of my diet. It already is. So I'm not really going to be changing much for nutrition. Finally, strength. This is the final point because it's also the most important point. If I'm going to be increasing my mileage, which I do regularly anyway, and I have already been doing, the one thing that I really need to focus on is making sure I stay injury free. And the easiest way to make sure you stay injury free is keeping strong. Probably the most specific thing that has stopped me staying injury free, touch wood, for about 8 months is being on top of my strength routine. So I really hope you enjoy this episode, and let's get into it.
Okay, so this is the first run of the week. Yesterday I did a 14.5 mile run at 4:30 pace. So today it's just like an easy run we're doing about 8 minute miling today, just to shake the legs out.
Miley Percocet, rep the set, gotta rep the set, chase a chick, never chase a bitch, chase no bitch, mask on, fuck it, mask on, mask on, fuck it, mask on, Percocet, Miley Percocet, chase a chick, never chase a bitch, chase no bitch, 2 cups, toast out with the game, from food stamps to a whole nother domain, out the bottom, I'm a living proof, so ain't compromising, $500,000 on the proof, drug houses, looking like Peru, graduated, I was overdue, pink money, I can barely move, ask about me, I'm gon' bust a move, Red James, 33 chains, Ocean now, cruising Biscayne, yeah. Top off, that's a liability. Hit the gas, boosting my adrenaline. Percocet, yeah, Miley Percocet, big fun. Percocet, yeah, Miley Percocet, big fun. Rep the set, yeah, gotta rep the set. Gang, gang, chase a chick, yeah, never chase a bitch. Big fun, mask on, yeah, fuck it, mask on. Big fun, mask on, yeah, fuck it, mask on. Big fun, Percocet, yeah, Miley Percocet, big fun. Chase a chick, yeah, never chase a bitch. Chase no bitch, photo maybe, oh, I drive anything, yeah. Buy my ring, yeah, make them go insane, yeah.
Hello and good morning. It is Wednesday, so it's the big workout day today, which is going to be fun, but it means that we've got to get a 3 mile easy run in the morning before we go back, have something to eat, do some mobility work as well before the session this afternoon. I think a lot of pros do the session in the morning, but I like to have eaten a lot more by the time I get to the track. So that's the idea for today.
So what are we doing today?
Right, so we're off to the track now. So I did my easy run this morning, and now we're going to the athletics track. So I've got a 2K tempo, followed by 3 400s, and I'm doing that 3 times with a 75-second jog in between each. So it'll be 2K tempo, 75-second jog, and then 400, 75-second jog, and then that just repeats until I finish, which will be on a final 2K tempo. So there's only 2 sets of the 3x400s, and it's raining and it's really windy today, so this is going to be a really interesting session. But apparently it's not raining at the track according to the weather app, which may or may not be right. So yeah, that is today's session. So, got 5 seconds left of the rest, and then we're into 3 400s, and then we've got another 2K, then another 3 400s, and then another 2K. Go. Right. Today is recovery run day. This is the day after the session. So this morning I checked in with my body, did some mobility work to see how my legs were feeling. They felt good. So it's time to head out on a recovery run. Now, the difference between a recovery run and the easy run, for me, I don't do this on pace, I do it on how my legs are feeling. Literally, if it's a pace that my body feels like it can sustain for a good 3 hours. So as I was saying, it should be a comfortable pace that really
It doesn't affect your breathing at all. You can talk, take a breath if you want to, and be relaxed. So I'm not looking at pace. It's 6 miles. I'm just going to trot along like this, and it's just to flush that lactic out from my legs from yesterday. So very easy one today. I get back, I've got a core workout to do, and then we're done for the day. So yeah, nothing massive, just something nice and easy.
Hi guys, George here. So pretty much this is me doing my core workout for the day. I pretty much do some pretty easy things that anyone can incorporate into their core routine or daily exercise routine. I usually do this as soon as I get back from a run, so I do leg lifts, crunches, dead bugs, pretty much all the standard things that you can find on any YouTube video. But I have to say that these core workouts are really good at maintaining strength and gaining strength in your upper body, so they're definitely something that you should incorporate into your running if that's something you want to do.
Okay, so we're on a steady run right now, averaging a heart rate of 161 with averaging 7:15 minute miling. Feels really comfortable. We're halfway through, 7 miles in. Got 7 more to go. Yeah. Okay, so it's Saturday morning, the last day of training like a pro athlete. Today I've headed over to Park Run to see what I've got. So my session is 2 by 2 miles with a 3:30-minute rest. But I've adjusted it slightly so I can fit the whole park running. So I'll do 3 miles, 3:30-minute rest, then another half mile straight after that. I've got to stay around 5:25, 5:35. So yeah, it should be good.
Okay, so that is it. I've officially finished training like a professional athlete for a whole week. Now there are lots of things that I incorporate into my training and my daily routine that I haven't covered yet throughout the video. So now I'm just going to go back through and just talk about the main things that I did that I think really helped. 1, increase my recovery, and 2, just make training like a pro athlete a lot easier. So I have to say the first thing that I did quite often during this block, like this week of training like a professional athlete, was having Epsom salt baths. Now this was actually quite an easy thing to do. I just run a bath, tip the salts in as you see in this video here, and pretty much sit in the bath, have a wash, get out. And I would usually do that. I did that I think twice during the week. Secondly, another point was journaling. So I spoke about this at the start, and actually I've literally every day I've written a page about all of like how I've been feeling and stuff. And I might actually be able to show you a few screenshots of this, or DM me on Instagram, and I can just send you through like my actual training and how I felt during that week, if you're that interested. If you're not, then whatever, cool. So yeah, psychology was a huge thing. I didn't actually realise how lonely I would feel during this. I was luckily to be accompanied by one of my friends who came and filmed me, but when you're so focused and dialed in on just doing one thing, it's really hard to remember everything else. Now obviously everyone else's experiences are completely different, but because I had a week, I wasn't working, wasn't doing anything, and I was just focusing on running, it was actually quite hard. I've never felt this before, and I think that's just because I wasn't around any other runners during that time, whereas usually I would use my social time to go to like my local running club, or when I was running in St Moritz, it was completely different because there was tons of runners around and you would always end up talking to someone. So it was hard, I have to say that, but I actually did feel the benefits. Like every single training run felt good, apart from the final tempo run that I did. Now I'm going to get into this now, because obviously you've seen like that part of the video and you don't know what's happened. So pretty much I went to Parkrun, I did 3 miles and ran an 18:30 5k, which was like, yeah, it was decent, but like it was still slower than how I had run it like 3 weeks ago. And there's a couple of factors for this. One, like the wind and the rain was just awful. But also when I did it the first time, it was freezing cold. So I don't really know what happened, but I think, yeah, just the session didn't go the way I wanted it to. But I did it on a hilly parkrun course, so I only have myself to blame for that. Next, I'm going to do my tempo runs on a better loop where I can actually get my tempo paces in, just to like make sure the quality of the sessions are better. And then finally, all I have to say is training like a professional athlete obviously includes nutrition. Now, this was pretty easy for me because I feel like I kind of eat the same things day in, day out. I know what works for me, so I decided not to cover it in this video. But one of the main things that really helped was having a protein shake. Like straight after any run that I did, I had a protein shake, and also straight after a session. And it just feels like the next morning, after that run, my muscles just felt a lot better. I'm not sure whether that was just all the other recovery stuff I was doing or having good quality sleep. I'm going to show you some sleep figures here on the screen. I think I pretty much averaged 10 to 11 hours each night, which was just like so good. And I'm going to keep that up because it just means that every single run I'm just going to get the quality in that I need. So yeah, obviously I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, it really will help this video. I put a lot of work into this, so just a little like just to show your appreciation. If you've got this far in the video, it would really mean a lot. But yeah, so anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you next week.